People's Poet, we understand, Mzwakhe Mbuli has defended former SABC COO Hlaudi Motsoeneng's 90% local content policy during the former SABC employees' hearing at the CCMA that's underway in Johannesburg. Well, Mbuli says they've been trying hard to get the SABC to prioritise local content on their platforms without any success. Motsoeneng is challenging his dismissal from the national broadcaster. He was sacked, you'll remember, for bringing the public broadcaster into disrepute after he held a media briefing where he also attacked the SABC board. He claims his removal was unfair and politically motivated. Mbuli says it's disgusting that the 90% local content policy was reversed. Now, our reporter, that's Angela Bolowane, has been following proceedings at the CCMA in Johannesburg this week. She joins us on the desk this afternoon. Hello, Angela, and thank you again for sharing your insights with us on the SABC News Desk.
Thanks for having me.
All right, well, People's Poet Mzwakhe Mbuli having his say this week. What can you tell us?
Well, he was quite upset, saying that, you know, they've been trying for years to get the SABC to actually improve the rate of local content that they use on their platforms. And he was talking about how they would crash the Metro FM studios, how they would stage sit-ins in the board chairperson's office, and all sorts of things that they really tried. They had dogs set on them. They really have been struggling to get attention from the SABC, to get them to play more local content. This is until Hlaudi Motsoeneng entered the picture and everything changed for them.
Angela, we are hearing from Krish Naidu, former board member and a current one, of course, saying that Mr. Motsoeneng made his own decision on the 90-10 content. But today we had Dr. Aaron Chizumba, also a board member, saying that the board knew about this decision and even encouraged it. What can you tell us on that note?
Yes, this was quite a point of contention this week. The board member, Krish Naidu, who is a board member now and who was a board member at the time, kept saying that there is no board resolution on the 90-10 content. And what he was saying was, yes, there may have been discussions and there may have been, you know, especially in the subcommittees, there may have been quite rigorous discussions about 90%, but this has never been a policy approved by the board. Now, today, Dr. Chizumba, who was also a board member at the time, said that it was indeed a policy of the board. It was something they were pushing. Even in Parliament, you know, they were put under pressure to improve on their local content and to also get a sports channel. So all the time when they had meetings, they always asked each other, how far are you on making sure that 90% local content happens at the SABC?
That media briefing that Mr. Motsoeneng held last April, if I remember correctly, really brought all of this to a head. And he's right now saying that the SABC is infringing on his constitutional right to freedom of expression.
Yes, they read to him, I think it was 2 policies of the SABC that said that employees of the SABC cannot, in their private capacity or in the capacity of employees, you know, put the organization into disrepute. And the SABC's argument, and that's why he was dismissed, was that this is exactly what he did with us with that press briefing in 2017 in April. And so Mr. Motsoeneng is saying, but it's my constitutional right to have a right of reply, and that's exactly the reason the SABC also covered that press briefing. Why did they cover the press briefing if now they're using it against me?
Just one more thing, Angela, before you go. I want you to shed some focus on us on the relationship between Hlaudi Motsoeneng and former acting CEO James Aguma, because Mr. Motsoeneng is still maintaining that he did get permission from Mr. Aguma to go ahead with that said media briefing.
Yes, the SABC's argument now in the CCMA is that Mr. Aguma was really not the right person for Mr. Motsoeneng to get permission from. They cited quite a number of findings against Mr. Aguma. One of the findings was that Mr. Aguma has such blind loyalty to Mr. Motsoeneng, and they were saying that that alone just means that he's not able to make objective decisions when it comes to him. So he should have called the board chairperson if he wanted permission to hold hold that press briefing.
These proceedings are set down for a couple more days, I understand. Who else will be called? Can you give us any idea of what's expected going forward?
This was actually the last day of arbitration. It has broken. Now it's going to be in August the 7th, and it will continue.
Thank you. That was our reporter Angela Bolowane bringing us up to speed on arbitration proceedings going on between the SABC and its former COO, Hlaudi Motsoeneng, in Johannesburg.